So I decided to run in my first ever hard enduro race. It was called King of the Motos, which is part of a much larger event called King of the Hammers, which is basically 50 to 100,000 people that go out to the Johnson Valley Dry Lake bed out in Southern California here, and they have all manner of different kinds of off-road racing, from trophy trucks and rock crawlers to motorcycles and UTV, ATVs. They have everything. It's a huge event. And at the very end of it, they do the motorcycle event, which actually attracted a bunch of big names. They had Cody Webb out there, who actually won this year's event. They had Manuel Lettenbichler and Colton Haaker. They had a bunch of other people as well in the pro class guys. I just signed up for the amateur class because I wanted to dip my toe in and see what it was all about. So for every race, they release a newsletter that talks about the event, who won, and just kind of giving an update. And in this one, I thought it was interesting. They said that the King of the Motos race this year, they were trying to make it the hardest it had ever been. They really put a lot of work into the track to make it as difficult as they could, because in previous years, I guess they've had issues where pro class guys would just blow through the race, and it wasn't much of a spectator event. So they tried to make it a little more difficult, which for the amateur class guys like myself meant it was hard as hell. It was, it kicked my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was hard. So the track itself was laid out in three different laps. They had a bronze, silver, and gold laps. The bronze lap was 35 miles. The silver lap was another 35 miles that had other additional tracks built into it that made it a little bit harder. And then the gold lap was only 15 miles, but it was, as they put it, extremely difficult to impossible for amateur riders, which, having done the event now, I can believe that's probably true. In full disclosure, I only made it 7 miles of the first 35 miles before I just started having too many issues to continue. So I'm going to have to go back next year to try it out again. But yeah, this year was just a big learning experience for me. Just to give you some idea of how difficult this race was, I'm pretty sure only 3 or 4 people wound up actually finishing all 3 laps. The podium was Cody Webb, Manuel Lettenbichler, and Tristin. But out of the 160 riders that started, only 3 or 4 people finish. A lot of that had to do with the fact that there was a time box for each lap. I think they gave you 2 hours to complete each lap, and if you didn't get back in time, then you couldn't start the preceding lap. But there was also a lot of people who just, their bikes blew up, or they couldn't finish for one reason or another, and so they just couldn't make it to the finish line, or they couldn't make it there in time. So I ended up having a ton of issues during this race. Probably the biggest one, and the reason that I was having so much trouble, was that I wound up bruising a kidney about a week before the race. I play ice hockey, and I wiped out, went into the boards backwards, and my lower back took the brunt of the fall. And basically, I went to the doctor. I had it checked out. They said I couldn't hurt it any worse, but it was going to be painful. And on the morning of the race, it wasn't that bad, but it definitely got more and more painful as the day went on. And it got to the point by the end that, like, every time I'd lift my left leg up, I'd have like a shooting pain up my back and into my kind of upper butt cheek. And it was just getting to that point where it wasn't making any sense for me to kind of push on. So that was why I decided to throw in the towel early before I wound up hurting myself. So one of the big issues that I was having was that this is the first time I'd ever actually used a GPS to follow a track, which obviously is a bad idea, but I didn't have a GPS before this. I bought the GPS that I have now for this race just so I could participate. But other than that, I really never had a reason for it, so it's just never been a thing for me. And I was having a hard time understanding, because there's a ton of different tracks out there. I mean, people ride all over the place. There's no real clear lines. And so when you look at the GPS, you're going to say, well, which one of these, half dozen different tracks are the one that I'm supposed to go on. The faster you go, the harder it is to keep on tracks. One of the other big things that happened right off the bat was that I was in the prologue, and my GPS track just cut out, so I was like, okay, well, it's not that long. I'm just going to follow the other guys, which turned out to be a bad idea. I got off track. I wound up following some people and discovered that they were going the wrong way too, so I had to backtrack and go around. And so I learned the hard way early on not to follow other people, just to stop and restart the GPS and get the track reloaded up so that I can actually go where I know I need to go. I had other issues, and this is really my fault. I should have known better, but I don't have a cooling fan on my bike, and this race is just boulder fields and really technical climbs. The terrain is really dry, and all the rocks are just covered in fine, silty, powdery dirt, which in this case for me meant my bike was overheating a lot, and it just caused problems all the whole race. I couldn't make it more than 20 feet sometimes before my bike was overheating. So another big issue I was having was that I don't ride out in the desert very often. It's probably been a year since I've ridden out there, and I was not acclimated to that kind of terrain. The desert riding out there, it's so dry and sandy and loose. Like, all the terrain is just, it may have also been the fact that I was riding after so many people had already torn it up. But it takes some time to get acclimated and get used to the way that the traction feels out there, which if you can't keep up momentum, you really can't make any progress, and you kind of have to get used to not really relying on your traction, and more just kind of trying to blow through obstacles and make it as far as you can before you have to kind of struggle with the bike. And that takes a couple hours just to kind of get used to that. And I showed up the day before and got registered and got camp set up, but I really didn't have any time to do a ride before I got out there. And so the prologue was my first attempt at getting acclimated out there. And so it took me a minute. I was kind of all thumbs, and it was just kind of painful all around. But if you're going to do this event, I would recommend you go out a couple days early. You at least get a decent ride in so that you can kind of get used to the way the traction is out there and the feeling of the bike and everything before you jump into the race.
And for motorcycles back as part of Handler Week, I really want to thank Dave Cole for believing in bikes as he has and bringing us back, and Justin Lettenbichler.
long day, guys.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a real long day.
Yeah.
It looked pretty hard over here. There must have been something on the back too, huh?
I think I need to twist my shift lever. I think I busted it. Yeah. All right, so I just finished the prologue lap of the King of the Motos race here at King of the Hammers. That was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I dropped the bike. I got hung up on a few rocky sections. So I think the goal from here on out is going to be to try to make it to the end of the bronze lap, and then we'll see how I feel about the silver lap after that.
Yeah, I'm good. Winded. The new official goal for this race is to make it to the end of the bronze lap in one piece, because this shit is rocky. Looks like I'm not too far behind the second to last person in this endeavor. Come on, stop overheating on me. Oh man, oh shit. Speaking of overheating, all right, this is going to be more of a commentary video than I originally anticipated. It's pretty warm out here right now. And it's only like, I don't know, 10:45, 11. I bruised a kidney about a week ago playing hockey. And so every time I lift my left leg, that kidney just tenses up and it gets real painful. So I don't know how that's actually going to wind up affecting me. Alright?
Oh yeah. I don't have a clutch, so I'm trying to go as clean as I can.
You are in the thick of it. What are you running for, like first gear only?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Sucks, man, I'm sorry.
What?
It sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing better than me. I really have no excuse.
I just want to finish a lap.
Yeah, me too. Well, if it's much more than this, you won't need anything other than first gear.
Yeah, the thing is, you use clutch a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised everybody cleared through this stuff so quickly.
Yeah, me too. That second hill where you were having trouble getting around and everything.
Yeah. I saw you working on your bike there.
What?
I saw you working on your bike there.
Yeah, I was trying to get any kind of fluid.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, so you think there's just like an air bubble in there? It's just not, nothing's.
No, it's leaking.
Oh.
But.
Huh.
I was in the second row.
Oh, wow. Dude, I can't believe you're doing that without a clutch. That's insane.
Me neither. I'm glad I did my sprockets low.
Oh yeah.
So I can shift in without speed.
Yeah, that was a good call. Yeah, I think that's where the track's supposed to take you. This way it's definitely a lot easier than that. Damn it, this thing won't stop overheating. That's brutal. That's should have thought to check that. Can't really do much. I got a ton of wheel spin and not a whole lot of forward movement. It is just roasting my engine. All right, here comes my moment of glory in an otherwise bleak and perilous world. I think I can actually make this hill if I can get a good line. Got that line. I guess that's about as far as I can make it without overheating. Sweet. Oh God. Looks like I fall down into the desert there. Well, as I think I said earlier, I don't stand much of a chance of being competitive in this event, so I am going to the best of my ability, sit back and enjoy the ride. All right, enough bitching about it. Let's do this. How was I supposed to come up? Over there? Damn it. Well, looks like everybody else came up this way, so fuck it. like a, oh, my boot. Son of a bitch. Alright, take it. The track goes down there. There appears to be some riders. Take your time, I'm in no hurry. You need some help?
No, I'm good.
Fun stuff. Alright. Well, at least I have gravity working in my favor.
Oh, hey.
How's it going, dude?
You made it.
I made it this far.
I keep telling myself the finish is just over the next ridge.
Yeah.
I think I'll be begging for water at the next checkpoint. Brought nearly a gallon, 4 liters.
Oh, really? Yeah, I brought a 3-liter pack. I chugged a Gatorade before I started this lap. But
Does that help?
I have a feeling there's still a pounding headache waiting for me when I get to the other side of this.
Mine's starting to creep in. Got some granola bars and some other snackies.
Yeah. Brought a
12.
huh?
He's 12.
He's kicking my ass. If he can keep his bike together. It's kind of a big bike for him. He's got pretty short legs.
Yeah, he's still smiling and says he's having fun though.
Hey, if I was 12 years old and had a bike like that, I'd be having a good time no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you're making it.
Yeah. Woo! Woo! I think my fan's the only thing working harder than me. That or my poor bike in general. So, yeah, there he is. Did anyone ever consider getting into remote control cars all of a sudden?
Yeah, RC seems a bit more my speed right now.
Well, not getting any cooler.
Nope. Take your time, I'm in no hurry. I can't go more than 20 feet without my bike overheating, so.
Oh, you don't have a fan?
No. Probably my first bad idea of the day.
Yeah, you buy the Trail Tech GPS, but not the Trail
Tech. yeah,
Sorry.
Exactly. I am continuing on this epic journey, and I think I'm in like third to last place, which is at this point fine by me. I have this little bit of a hill climb thing coming up. It's dry as fuck, so there's little to no traction, and as far as I am able to tell that there is any traction, and it's hot. It's well into the 80s, I would imagine, but it probably feels hotter just because I'm sitting in the sun and I've been working my ass off. So just keep on going, I guess. Sorry, sweetheart. I should have never put you through this. You were too good to me, and I have abused you to the point where you should never forgive me. You poor bike. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
What's up?
If anybody's in my right way, stop and kill them.
Yeah. Well, you're doing better than me.
What?
Said you're doing better than me. Take time. I am in no hurry.
Okay. Me neither. I had to go back and change my clutch lever.
Yeah. I very nearly snapped mine off in the prologue on that little rocky section.
I have to go back, fix it, come all the way back. I don't know about this. Boy, I'm just not getting any traction. Oh.
You running standard tubes?
Huh?
You running standard tubes?
I've moved in.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be T3.
Yeah, I'm running a tubeless with 4 psi in the rear, and it only hooks up on the rocky stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just this dirt.
Yeah.
So slick.
Oh my God. Why? God's green earth. I know I decided to do this for a reason. Don't get me wrong, I'm having fun, but ouch. Whoever put that thing in to this course map must have been chuckling while they did it, because that was just straight up masochistic when you think about it. Like, this whole thing is, and it's the reason why you come out here and do this, I guess. I mean, so I'm told. So I like to tell other people, but man, that is something else. You know, you watching like the hard enduro videos, like GoPro TV and whatnot, like you see those guys, and they're just like dying, trying to make it through this obstacle. You know, it's like you watch people like Graham Jarvis or Johnny Walker or any of them, you think, oh, you know, they just kind of worked their way right through it, no big deal. I tell you, my friends, there is a great leap of distance between my ability and a professional rider. Before I get to be dead last in this whole endeavor, I'm gonna keep on going that way. Okay.
Take a breather.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's coming up behind me.
You're right behind somebody, so who knows?
Yeah.
We had a big lull for probably an hour, and now in the last little bit we've had a few come through.
I think there might be 1 or 2 guys behind me.
There's a lot more than that.
Really?
Yeah. How many do we have run through? Probably 140 or so.
No, probably 120.
And there's 165 out here.
Really?
And we know on the radio we've heard of like 4 or 5 that are done.
Okay.
So you got a lot of people behind you. A lot of guys got lost. Like a lot.
I can believe that.
The guy that's front of you was that went through checkpoint 4 or checkpoint 5 earlier.
This is 3?
2.
This is 2.
Yeah, and he went through check 5 earlier. So.
Awesome. And there's 6?
Yeah.
How many miles is this?
30. Oh, in? I have no idea.
Yeah.
They didn't
Okay.
tell us that.
All right. Well, onward.
Right, good luck.
Thanks, guys. Started.
Dude,
Finish already?
I blew up.
Oh.
I've been walking for like a mile back to the checkpoint.
Oh Jesus, I'm sorry.
Nah, that's fun. I was fucking tired, so.
Dude, I was thinking, on that before the kind of flat area down here, I was thinking, if my bike broke right now, I wouldn't be that sad because I wouldn't have to do this shit anymore.
I was in a shitty situation. I was stuck for like 30 minutes, dude.
Oh man.
But
I take it doesn't get any easier.
gets pretty hard up here.
Yeah.
Then you go down, going down's not easy, you kind of cross over, and then you go back to like the crowds, like Chocolate Thunder, where all the big crowds are.
Oh, okay.
So, you're about
Wait,
half.
so you've been walking since there?
I've been walking for about a mile.
Oh, okay.
When you go down the hill, you'll see my bike.
Okay.
But yeah,
well.
just pick the line, fucking don't spin the tires. Nice and easy, bro, you'll be fine. There's one line, just follow that line all the way up.
Thanks, man.
Have fun.
Yeah, you too.
Best of luck, man. Hope you don't fucking anything bad happens.
Thanks. man. I'm officially making every single bad decision in the book. I'm still alive.
What's that?
I'm still alive. My bike might not be, but I am.
I don't think I have any more water.
I got water. I just arm like cramping up.
You have something?
I
Okay, cool. I got jerky and shit if you need something like that.
Seeing as I just got passed by the pro class guys, I don't think I'm winning.
Did you punch the radiator or what?
I don't have a fan on this thing. Alright.
Well, there's some shade around the corner if you need some shade, bud. Well, take a load off, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody wasn't working very hard. He was just taking his time.
Yeah, that asshole went through this over here one-handed, just like dude.
Yeah. No, that's appreciation for how good those guys actually are.
See, his pipe was just covered in burnt boot.
Okay, this is Bob. You copy?
Right.
Did you guys say this is anywhere near the halfway point?
Okay, this is Bob.
This is
7
like
miles in.
7.5.
What's your 20?
Sorry.
Like, you gotta be fucking killing me.
We don't have any wires. Sure,
Okay. Oh.
What's your number, bud? 153?
163.
Oh, look at that. He packed a fucking Snickers. Look at that shit. No, I can't. I'm not doing carbs.
You on?
Look at that shit.
Dude, seriously.
Negative 30.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you this, you're gonna think I'm fucking nuts, but next time you're near civilization, try Snickers and ranch dressing. It's amazing. It's like an umami type deal.
You're fucking broken, dude.
No, I'm telling you, dude, it's a fucking real thing.
You just like dip it in, or?
Yeah, you just dip it in as you eat it. Just dip it in ranch.
I thought you guys were literally, like you and Darren were literally talking shit.
No. Uh-oh.
Alright, it's only dirt. Probably ingested enough of that already.
Actually, I don't think I really got any on the Snickers itself.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're all the way up here for that.
Yep. So, there's you.
Copy that.
There's still all of this.
Sweet Jesus.
Just for loop one.
I think
How
it's cold.
long until they kick me out?
That should be cold right there.
There's Colton, yeah.
Yeah, buddy!
Yeah, but that's kind of funny. Those guys just conserve their energy. They're not. I figured they'd be like charging, but they're just. They're really whooped. I mean, God, I know they're superhuman, but they got to be tired.
So the guy, Manuel Lettenbichler? Bichler?
Alright, my bad. Nope.
Yeah, that's who's behind Colton now.
He's kitchen factory racer.
So they're 1 and 2.
He won Romaniacs this last year.
Oh, no shit.
Who?
Manuel Lettenbichler. I think he's German.
And then it was Tristin, Hart, and
Colton.
What's the purse?
I don't know.
A few years ago, it was like 15 grand or 25 grand. It was a lot.
Yeah, so basically the checkpoint that's at the, there's a checkpoint at the bottom of the hill there. That is checkpoint 2.
Stuck fucking line.
And yeah, we're at like 7.5 right here.
What time is it?
It is 1:03. And I'm not sure what time they're cutting off second loop.
3, something like that. I don't
Was
know.
it?
Well, 4.
Oh, well, you can't even enter. I couldn't even enter silver lap. Not that I have a dog's chance in hell of doing that, but
So what lap is this?
for me,
Yeah.
but this is my first lap.
I understand that, but what do they call it?
Bronze.
Bronze. Okay.
So they're doing bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah.
Did they do bronze twice? Apparently. Or is this part of the silver?
There's slight changes
Got
in
it.
each loop to make it harder as it goes.
Progressively.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
Race control, this is 3.2.
But
They're going to call in this guy now.
that's the last time.
Check 4, this is checkpoint 2.
This is the last time we'll see the leaders come through.
Copy, checkpoint 2.
Well, thanks, bud. That was.
Yeah.
I didn't bring any sweets with me. I was like, fuck, dude. I should have brought something. Got to deal with his sour ass all day. No,
Fucking pack of Snickers. I'm like, what the fuck?
hey, it works, dude.
Yeah,
Sugar,
ahead.
protein.
Yeah, no, that's good. Good plan.
You know, and depending on how long it's sitting in that pack, it just turns into a milkshake.
It's just like a those
Squeeze
space
packs?
tubes. Yeah, you just squeeze it out.
Melted powder in your mouth.
Oh shit. I don't think I've got 28 more miles of this shit in me. I'm like to drag my ass back to the trailer and fall asleep.
Go cry. And then he called me 7 miles. And he was fucking old and mean.
I appreciate the reality checks
Yeah.
rather than finding out
Yeah,
another like
exactly.
7 miles
Hey, you only
in.
got 3
Oh, you're
miles
less than halfway. I gotta just drive my bike off a cliff at that point.
Be careful if you're heading back.
Well, if you're already having overheating issues and you're already smoked, I would say it's probably a good idea
Yeah, I mean,
if you don't go around, go down Sledgehammer, go back up Jackhammer and all that shit. And Chocolate Thunder, you're gonna be fucking toast, bro.
yeah. No, I'm toast right now. Like I'm cramping. My muscles are like, it's weird. Like,
I get really, really bad cramps. I run Pedialyte in my pack,
oh, okay.
not straight water, but I don't use the Pedialyte out of the big bottle. I use the packets,
Like
so you can thin it.
yeah.
That really helps. It's really helped me stop cramping because my thighs get so bad to where they've cramped, and I've bruised where they've cramped so
But
bad.
you stopped cramping when they removed your ovaries.
Well, I was hoping that would, but you know, that hysterectomy didn't fucking work out too well. Dickhead.
I'll be here all day.
One more for the road.
I'm good, bro.
Sure.
Thank you.
I got like.
Water would be great.
It's more than I'm gonna need.
Very Cliff, this is Option, copy, Cliff.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure.
All right, dude. Take it easy, man.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah, be safe.
Alright guys, I am at a crossroads. I am struggling. Largely because this kidney issue that I have at the moment is really starting to become more painful, and I'm afraid that if I try to finish this, I will eventually wind up hurting myself worse than I already am. I thought it was fine. It was feeling okay this morning, but to say it's feeling fine now would be a big lie. Kind of kills me because I got myself into this and I really don't want to have to back out of it now. But the guy at the second checkpoint told me that I was only 7 miles in on a bronze lap, and that means that there is, wait for it, 28 more miles of this shit to do, and I don't have 28 more miles in me right now. So rather than potentially physically injure myself when I know I'm done, I think the logical thing to do is just to head back down and try again next year. Now that I know a little bit more about how this whole thing works and really what to expect, I mean, conditioning would be very helpful, but also coming here without a kidney issue would be, I could probably push through it without that particular problem. It's just every time I lift my left leg up, I feel a shot of pain kind of going up kind of through my butt cheek, up my lower back, but on that left hand side, and I'm gonna assume that doesn't mean something good is happening. So I think it's time to throw out the towel and come back again next year. Although this has probably been one of the most fun and exhilarating experiences I have ever had in my entire life. And it gives me the kind of world of respect for the guys who can do this shit professionally, because my God. Anyways, I'm gonna head back.